This video will show you how to set up a model rotation and render an animation. Starting with my default Blender scene, I'm going to delete the cube. And we're going to go ahead and add a monkey head. This will be our model for the rotation. Go in the side view. I'm going to rotate that. Bring it up a bit. I'm going to add a mesh cylinder. Go back in the side view. Use my manipulators to scale that. And what I'm doing is forming a little pedestal to put the monkey head on to help with the presentation. And I'm going to go ahead in the edit buttons down here to set smooth and auto smooth. Also with the monkey head, set smooth and auto smooth. Go into the animation screen. Switch over to camera view. Select the camera. I'm going to G grab within the camera and middle mouse click once. Then I can move the mouse up. G grab, slide over just a little bit. And now let's do a test render. Alright, that's a good start. I'm going to move the monkey head forward a bit, just position him nicely, and I can see there's a couple of lighting issues I want to change. I'm using Shift D to duplicate. Set up a 3-point lighting system. And the monkey head, I want to turn on subsurface modifier for him. So I'm going to the edit buttons, add modifier, subsurf. Change my draw type to solid. He's looking better there. And now I'm going to go into scene buttons. I zoom in on that with the plus key a few times. That's the plus key on the number pad. And in here I'm going to change my render size. I'm going to use the PC preset. I'm going to change my frames per second to 30. And now let's do a test render. Go click this button right here. Alright, and that's looking good. Now, because I'm doing the screen capture and I want this to go faster, I'm going to turn off ray tracing, and I'm also going to choose 50% on the size. Let me hit render. Yeah, and that goes much quicker, and for the purposes of the screen capture, that will work better for us. Alright, so now I've got this lit and prepared for my render, and what I want to do is set up the rotation. So I'm going to add an empty to this scene, and I'm going to rotate the empty, and I'm going to parent these items to the empty, and then I'm going to rotate the empty. So I'm going to top view, add empty, go back here in wire mode, see that empty there. I'm going to scale it up some, S key to scale. Alright, select the monkey and shift select cylinder, and while holding shift still select the empty, and then I'm going to parent these two items to the empty. So I'm going to say object, parent, make parent. Now if I select the empty and grab it, the monkey head and cylinder are children of the empty. I'm going to right click to release that. Alright, now I'm in the front view, or let's say it's 0 for camera view. Alright, looking at my timeline here, I'm going to now determine how long I should make this animation. I've set my frame rate to 30 frames per second. Let's say I want a 3-second animation. That will be 90 frames. So right here, 3 seconds, 90 frames. I'm going to set this by shift clicking in that box, 90. And then to change my ending time here, I'm going to set frame, set as end. I could also set my frame range right down here in this animation mini menu, but you can see the gray bar now covers 3 seconds. I can also change the view here to show frames, and we're at 90 frames. View, show seconds. And now I'm going to set a keyframe for the rotation of this empty. So I'm going to go over here, press the key, select rotation, and I should see a curve show up here. And then I'm going to advance to 90, which would be the end of my range, so I can use the advance to end button on the VCR controls. See, I jumped to 90. Set a key right there for rotation, and we should see in the window 2 little black dots there and there. Those are our keys. Alright, now the rotation here is around the around the Z. The blue vertical part of this axis is the Z. So I'm going to choose the rot Z, and I'm going to right click that, and now it's selected. I'm going to go into edit mode on it. Tab key to go into edit mode. I'm going to right click this vertex right here, just this one, and also get the handles for it. So you'll see it look like 3 vertices, but just right click the center, and then I'm going to numerically change this. This vertical bar shows us how many degrees, and it says 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and this horizontal shows us time in frames. Now, important to note is that in order to get 20 degrees in Blender, we enter a value of 2 instead of 20, because Blender uses the same scale for things like translation. So in order to keep, say, 360 degrees and 36 units of movement comparable in scale, we just use the 36 for 360 degrees. So under View, Channel Properties, and here is our vertex position at the bottom. It's at X frame 90, Y we're going to set to 36. That would be equivalent to 360 degrees. And you can see that our vertex point has been moved to 360 right there. So now if I left click in here and drag, you can see that over the 90 frames it turns completely around. So now this line, I'm going to hit home in this window. Put my mouse in there, find my home key. I'll close that. You can see this curve has an ease in and ease out. So the change in speed will be slow and then quicker, and then it'll be steady for a while, and then it will slow down right here. So rather than this, I'd like a straight linear transition. So I'm going to go out of edit mode, tab again to exit edit mode, right click to make sure it's selected, and under the curve menu for the interpolation mode I'm going to click linear, and you see that changed it to a straight line, linear as in a line, and now it's a continuous and constant rotation speed from 0 to 90. Alright, so now our animation is set up. Now we need to go ahead and decide where to put it. So here in the scene buttons again, we'll select an output directory. I'm going to choose a directory on my desktop. C, Documents and Settings, Michael, Desktop, Render. I'm going to choose a name for it. Monkey AN. And go ahead and hit Enter to confirm that, and Enter to confirm that dialog. Have to hit Enter twice there. I'm going to go ahead and leave these settings like they are. I do want the extensions button active, and that is by default. Like I said, I've turned off ray tracing in order to speed things up. My OSA, or anti-aliasing, that smooths the pixels, I turn that down to 5, also to speed things up. And if you want a really nice looking render, I'd leave these things set where they are. And I'm going to select 50% of my size. Over here we've already set our size and frame rate, but we do need to set the animation type, or the file type, since this will automatically be saved. So if I use JPEG, I will get 90 JPEGs, and that's fine if I would like to compile a movie in an application later. However, I'd like to make a movie, so I'm going to choose QuickTime as the movie type. I also have AVI. I'll choose QuickTime in this case, and I get a dialog for the compression settings, and I'm going to leave these at animation compression. I'm going to bring it down to high, and compressors and decompressors is a whole nother tutorial, a whole nother conversation, but that's basically almost uncompressed. It'll make a rather large file, but it's pretty much guaranteed to work. So say OK to that, and now it looks like everything's ready to go. All I have to do is hit the anim button and let the computer do its work. Alright, you can see this is moving along pretty quickly because of the relatively small size we chose. And it's nice that you'll get a preview of what's going on in your render window. Alright, and there we have 90 frames. So we can go ahead and preview that right here by hitting the play button. This also works if you have, say, a sequence of JPEG images, and it will just loop continuously and show you the animation. You can also click in this window with the mouse, left click and drag back and forth. We'll go ahead and close that. Close that. And now let's take a look on in the folder that we created. Here is our animation, Monkey AN, and it's automatically attached to numbers 0001 through 0090. Let's go ahead and click on that and fire up QuickTime. Press play, and we have our little movie.